does my head go?
Hey, welcome
Are we
back
back? Are we
to
Onsen Ripples.
Ripples.
That's us rippling at you.
Woohoo.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome back.
Hey, how you doing? Guess what? It's double figures out there.
What do you
Not
mean?
it's 10 degrees.
Oh, yeah, outside.
And it hasn't got a minus in front of it. It's
warm.
It's warm. I've still got my jacket. I'm too scared to take it off. But I look outside. There's beautiful sky. I can feel the warmth, but there's white all around me. So
Yeah,
it's got that weird kind of
it's getting warm, but there's still a bit
Snow.
of snow still there.
I'm not sure what to do. I'm kind of like in between. I feel like I'd run out with a t-shirt right now, but then I know I'm going to get cold.
Yes.
But yeah, it's got that feeling, that air about it. So I've still got my jacket on.
It's like 10 degrees. 10 degrees.
10 degrees. 10 degrees.
Sorry. 10 degrees in autumn and 10 degrees in
Greece.
spring. Maybe I'm cold.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, have a cup. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
We're doing this show. It's called Onsen Ripples for people that are tuning in for the first time. We're located on the northern island of Japan, which is Hokkaido. And then if you go along the east side, we're at a town called Obihiro or Tohoku, which is on the eastern side of So you can check out the home pages and stuff. What we do have is an onsen here.
Yeah. That's why we call it Onsen Ripple.
Yeah, right. So for all those people, if you are planning, and it's a hotel, it's an onsen, so we have lots of regular guests and people staying, and hopefully we do this little show in English for all the people watching out there. So
wants to know about onsens, or wants to know about this place, wants to know about him or me or whoever around here.
I'm not that interesting though, am I?
You're very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Thank you very much. Yeah, but that's what we do. So we do this every Tuesday, and we've got some regular people that watch in, which is to thank you for everyone.
Thank you.
And we've had an interesting week.
Well, it's March, and today is the 11th of March.
It is. You know what day it is? It's International Dream Day.
Ooh, I had a dream this morning.
Did you? You want to share, or I can interpret? I'm very good at the psychology side.
Really?
Yes.
Right. Here it goes.
Really?
It's
you
at this place. Yeah.
I'm going to divulge too much now.
Okay. There was 2 bear cubs running around in our garden. And
this is the dream, right?
Yeah, it is a dream.
Because we do have bears out there, but
not that close normally. But yeah, in my dream, there's 2 bear cubs, the black cubs, and then there's Morpheus, dog, wanted to go and play with them. So he ran outside and started playing with them. And of course, there's Mother Bear behind it and started chasing Morph. And he just quickly run back to me, and we just closed the door. And it's like, are you okay? Are you all right? You're not hurt? He's fine. And I was like, oh, what to do now? That was my dream.
That was it?
Bears.
You want me to interpret that one for
Sure.
you? Jesus. Here we go.
Let's hear it out.
This is just very, very basic off the thing. Well, I guess Morpheus is a big issue because he needs to be taken care of. But our daughter is actually heading off to junior high school. I think there's that little fear about leaving the nest and still being a mother. And then we've got two dependents, a young daughter and the little boy who's not so little. He's still very playful and needs a lot of attention. And you're caught between the mother thing and one running back, one leaving, one protecting, what to do. That's my take on it anyway. But it's interesting. Yeah, well, there you go. Anyway, it could be a whole lot of garbage. It could be just a dream about 2 bears and a dog and make a really nice Disney movie out of it. So
anyway, sorry. That was my dream.
But I'm pretty spot on, I think.
Yeah. There you go.
Amateur psychologist Claude Hour. So we change this to psychology ripples. Send in your dreams and I'll interpret it for you.
Yeah.
But that's about it. That's what usually dreams are, I think. That's what people say. That's this
back of the head.
Subconscious things and everything you feel and everything that's coming out at the moment. The fact that you did dream about the bears probably means something to do with nature. And we are surrounded in nature here, which is a beautiful place. So it's a really nice. We've got trees around. We've got the onsen. So so it is that.
But we're not far away from the city.
That's the thing. We can actually just look down at it.
Yeah.
I feel like we're kind of on top of Mount Olympus, looking down at the people there. But actually, there's another thing that's happened for people watching out there, all the people in Australia that are watching, and especially on the Queensland and Sydney side, we had a huge cyclone come through, which is the same sort of a thing as a hurricane or a typhoon. But it was quite big and cut off power, flooding, all the damage that it normally does. And to my family out there, my mum and my aunties and all our friends who live up there, we were thinking about you. It's
all
not
the people living there.
Yeah, a lot of damage.
Yeah, hope everything is all right.
Yeah, and that brings us to today's topic, which is the power of nature, right?
Yep.
And you can't really. The cyclones are different and the hurricanes because you can actually see the weather coming and can kind of prepare for it. But today also is March 11, and it's very interesting in Japan because it's kind of a special day or a memorable day because
don't forget about it.
Yeah, 2011 on this day there was the huge earthquake, which triggered off a tsunami.
Yep.
And it was the biggest earthquake for the
magnitude 9.
That's huge.
It was huge. Yeah. I mean, it was down south, like quite far away from here, but we felt it here, and we saw all the trees just swaying from side to side outside. It was just so scary to us.
Yeah, it was quite an eye opener for a lot of things. I think the magnitude of it was a little bit. Everyone's always predicting that there's going to be a huge earthquake, and I think all the models that prepared people, they weren't really sure, especially for the tsunami that hit afterwards. There were a lot of talk about all the predictions and all the models, and it was working in Japan. It's very quick, probably more efficient for these kind of things because earthquakes is very common.
Yeah, we have it quite often, but it's all not that big.
Yeah, I think that was
here and there. Even today, we had earthquake
this
here.
morning, just about an hour ago.
Small trembles.
When I say small, when she says small trembles, it was a magnitude 4.
Yeah, but it didn't shake really. We kind of heard it. We just felt a little bit. Yeah, of course we felt it, but it wasn't that big that we
like
needed
I was going in an elevator, a roller coaster. I felt it. Things were moving.
Yes.
You're just used to it, I think.
I am used to it.
And that's the other thing too. We do live on on an island, which is prone to earthquakes, and they have some ridiculous amount of earthquakes, and you probably don't know about it. I think can't even know the number, how many a day, how many a year, but it's well into the 1,000, I think. Yeah, it's crazy. Even little ones, small ones, all the time, and that is kind of the balance of nature, really.
Yeah, it is.
These little small earthquakes kind of relieve the pressure, and hopefully, sometimes like when Japanese people talk to me, they say, "Well, no, it's really good that they have these little earthquakes all the time,
small ones to release all the the power that's being
built up." And if I remember, because I do like the science side of things, but if I remember, I think it was the two plates, the Pacific plate, and crossed over, and
that just keeps pushing down.
Yeah, and that gave it a jolt of
That's
magnitude 9. Yeah, it's kind of like pushes and then it just flicks back up again, and that was what caused the big magnitude 9 earthquake. Yeah. And they had no models for it, really. They said, well, the tsunami, if it comes up to this 2 meters, it's a tsunami warning, and soon. But no one had ever really predicted that tsunami of that size, and that did a lot of damage, and we saw footage for that. And it was all over the TV, and everyone's seen it too. Just huge buildings. One was standing, I think, but the rest of it just got washed out. And it's not only the balance of nature, but it was the power of nature. I think no one expected that to come, and it makes you feel a little bit insignificant, very small. Even like today's a little small earthquake, which wasn't small magnitude, but I didn't feel that important anymore. It was like it makes you feel really small. Like if I've got this huge building around me and it just starts shaking, it's like okay.
Yeah, the thing is, the earthquake, you can't run away from it because all the ground is shaking.
That's right.
Wherever you go, you really have to go far away.
Now, just to give you an idea of what I was feeling at that time, I remember we were here, and it was about 2:30, maybe 2:46 or something. I think it was the exact time in the afternoon. So we had people in the onsen, and we're all equipped with our disaster relief and emergency stuff. Running a hotel, we need to keep up our first aid kits and everything. So we're all ready for it. But when it happens, it was like, oh, it's happening. And at the start, it just took you a while just to work out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, it was just a slow sway.
Yeah.
And then looked outside. All these huge trees we have. It's huge.
Yeah.
They're just going
From
like
side
that.
to side.
It was like, oh, wow, what's happening?
It felt like the whole city was on a boat.
Yeah, it was
And
like that.
yeah, and I remember like the first thing I did was check people,
went in
and
a bath
I wanted to check
the
outside
customers.
that there weren't people out there telling them, and I was trying to run, and it was like up and then fast and then up and then fast. It was a pretty weird feeling, and people in the bath, and you ran in, and we both ran in to say, come on, get out or whatever. And they're like, the water was just moving like this.
So they're trying to get out from a bath, but they just pull you back. It's like, in the water.
Yeah.
You're on the beach. You're trying to get out, but it just pulls you back.
Yeah.
So it's better to just be where you are.
And mind you, we were pretty far away from the actual center of it. So the people that were in the epicenter or near it were probably feeling it incredibly.
Yeah. I can't even imagine.
No, so
watching the footage, I still couldn't imagine what it was like.
Yeah, and
immediately, they have this, I have to get out.
Yeah, and then all the warnings went off. It's like, just go to the highest ground you can go on.
Yeah,
and even that too, just and I think the other problem was where the devastation afterwards is what happened. It's like what's happening with the cyclone at the moment. It's like the cyclone itself hits, but it's all the problems that it causes afterwards, like power lines are down, powers are cut, emergency officers can't get there, and people are panicking, which makes it worse. And these places which they have as designated, you think it's all right and it's safe, it's all right, we'll just go to this place. But those places have been affected too.
Yeah.
And that was a big problem with the earthquake that happened with Japan, because all those areas, disaster areas and the emergency areas that you go to, they were all gone. It was, okay, so what do we do now? And it was just complete eye-opener. It made everyone just, that earthquake was actually so big, it actually changed the shape of the northern part of Japan. It was, it actually, from a geological side, it actually shifted everything. And the part where they perform all the functions and all the get all the data for, that actually moved, because it's all about being where the center of the earth is, and that all moved at least 30 centimeters across. So they had to change everything after that.
It's powerful.
It is, and it kind of makes you feel, we have this relationship with nature, with humans. I think a lot of people look at it and say, well, nature's out there, but actually it's not true. We're all a part of it. So, the things that we do and have an effect on nature, we have to kind of get that balance right.
Yeah, we affect on each other.
Yeah, and you think as powerful as nature is, the more trees that we cut down and things like that creates a bad effect on the nature as well. So, it's kind of this bizarre little
it's all this
balancing act that we do. Yeah.
There's all this scary stuff like earthquakes, typhoon, cyclone, tsunami, all sorts of stuff. But at the same time, we get benefit from nature as well, of course, like this oxygen. Where do we get it from?
Yeah,
nature.
Right, exactly. But it's when you think about it, I mean, we just need such a very, there's such just a small window of opportunity that we need just to survive, and it's crazy that we just, it's slightly off. We all just die. It's great. It's just amazing how, do you think just for us to have this just balance between us, it's bizarre. It's quite thin. I'm just mumbling on now.
Yes, this onsen itself is a gift from nature, of course. We cannot make onsen.
No.
With all these technologies, we just can't, because it takes hundreds of millions or hundreds, thousands, millions of years
to get the water.
Water, the actual water full of minerals.
Mm.
That's the onsen.
Yeah.
That's all underground. It's all sinking in from all this rain and snow and everything. Now it's going to be onsen in
A million
maybe
years.
100 years,
Yeah,
maybe
and
1,000 years.
so yeah, this snow that's melting now is going to be
Yeah.
providing for us.
So what we have right now that coming out from the ground is amazing.
It's
a
been there
miracle, I
for
think.
a millennia. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's actually give you the power to heal yourself, or it makes you feel really good.
Yeah, no, they try to do it chemically. I mean, there's a lot of products out there, which are the bath salts and stuff that you might see in your local, you put in your bath and it changes the color of the water, or it gives you things. But even that doesn't even come close to the actual minerals that are in the water at the moment. So
that's what the nature makes.
Provides.
Provides for you, and we're just really grateful.
Yeah, of course.
There's all this benefit from, especially this onsen that we have. It's really good for your skin. All the people who goes for this bath comes out and it's like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this? It's like a moisturizer, natural moisturizer.
Yeah, you can feel it as soon as you put your hand in the water. You know. It's,
the difference of the texture compared to just the water.
Yeah.
And this onsen, it's just much more soft and gentle, I would say.
Yes.
But
it's also harsh at the same time. It's not clear water. It's dark colored water.
It's dark colored.
You can
it's like
see
coffee.
It's like coffee or tea.
But it's not dirty.
No,
that's the thing. It's just full of minerals.
Well, the area that we are, it's called Moor Onsen, Moor, and the way that works is there's all these like debris of trees on marshlands area on the riverside, and the water pushes through the trees and comes out and gives you the hot spring. Now, by the way it pushes through all this dead material and all these things that have been the sediment that have been lasted over thousands and millions of years, it takes a little bit with it also. And so you see the little grains and stuff floating around in the water, which is only a few areas in the world that does that. So
famous one is around this area and also Germany.
Right.
Yeah, that's the two famous places. But here and there, there's spots that's got same kind of mineral water. But when you think about it, like we have 2 wells of onsen here in our property, and one goes down to 800 meters.
Yeah,
that's quite
deep
when you think about it. But the other one we have goes more than a kilometer, 1,300 meters down into the earth.
Yeah,
when you think about that, it's just like, wow.
That's where we're tapping that's where the water comes from. And and that the well, when we say it's a well, it actually is a well. It's this huge open area that we don't know what's underneath that, but that's tapped and the water gets pushed out through there. But the different onsens, of course, have different properties. You can have the sulfur ones, which are the yellow and give you that kind of an egg smell. And they have and that's more the volcanic area, and that's provided. And so and then Japan's very lucky because it has so many onsens. Something like 3,000
with onsens.
3,000 activated ones that people are using throughout Japan, and each one of them are quite different because it's a different well, different place. So
different ground. So all the minerals that soaked into each one of them is different. So everyone is very how do you call it? Unique.
You know what got me thinking though, after we watching after I was thinking about not only the tsunami but usual disasters and especially this kind of cyclone that Australia just had. The funny thing is there's so much water related to this tsunami and so much water related to the cyclone, flooding and stuff. But the one thing that people don't have is enough clean water. And that's what causes a lot more problems these days, like
everyone wants the clean water.
And it's hard to get. The sewage pumps are drained and things like that, and it's all dirty water and all sorts of bizarre stuff like that. So and it's the water that's causing these problems. So it's got that weird balance again. We've got too much water, but we can't drink any of it. or with the tsunami, it was just too much water, and then it just destroys all the pumps and everything else.
It's all this balance, going around and coming back, but every now and then it gets off balance. That's where the problem comes.
Yeah.
But like all the water we're drinking, it's just miracle what we have.
And plus, our body's like 80% water anyway, so that's bizarre too. So
That's what we're made of. So please drink lots of clean water.
And we're very lucky because we do have that. There's a lot of people out there, and I think when you talk about the gold and all of these things happening in the future, my personal thing is I think I think water is going to be the biggest commodity.
Yeah.
Get your shares in water, and if you can get, that's wonderful.
Well, water in Japan, especially when you open the tap, water comes out, clean water that you can drink.
Yeah, right.
But that's not normal.
No.
In other countries, you open the tap and all this dirt water comes out.
Yeah.
You can't drink it. Be very, very thankful to this water.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was traveling around in Australia, when especially going outbacks, go to the toilet. In Japan, when we flush the toilet, all this clean water
Comes out.
But outbacks in Australia, all this dirt water comes
Yeah.
out. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the toilet water.
Yeah.
Why do you have to have a clean water to use it?
It's abundance of water that you guys. And coming from Australia too, we do have water shortages. We do have a lot of water restrictions, and people are well aware of, and I remember growing up as a child thinking, and, I was born in India too, so there's a lot of issues with water there. And, there's lots of signs saying like, turn off the water, use water wisely, all these like promos and everything that you see. And growing up, that was all in my head. And then I came to Japan and I went to the onsens, and the water's just coming out, and I sat there looking at it for like 15 minutes. Just, how do you turn this off?
Yeah, it's just
like
24 hours. It comes out.
I got to turn this off. I got to turn this off. So it's taken me a long time to get that also. Yeah, but as a result, like you said, I'm so grateful for it. I was like, I'm just wow, and all I do is keep thinking about the people who don't have that water in there. But it kind of makes me. I'm always going in there turning things off. It's like, turn it off quick. People think I'm a little bit weird that way, but
don't waste it.
No.
It's a precious, very precious water.
Yeah, you don't know what you got until it's gone, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Like, after the tornado, after
The cyclone.
cyclone and stuff, there's so much water outside, but sometimes the pipe gets broken and you can't even get the clean water from the tap.
No. Yeah. And even like here with all the Japan, with all their great water and stuff, as soon as the tsunami hit, or we have cyclones as well, typhoons every year. That's the first thing that gets affected.
Yeah.
And people have got their emergency supplies quite a lot. I mean, so.
Yeah.
And it's hard too because, it's a delicate system of the sewerage pipes and the power plants that provide all the water and the plumbing. But they're the ones that get affected too as soon as there's a natural disaster.
Yeah.
The sewage goes down from the earthquakes, the power cuts from earthquakes or, tsunamis or whatever it is. And that destroys. So your normal way of living and things like that gets just kind of like pushed out, and then you have to do this survival thing. And that's when you begin realizing that how everything is related and everything's important. And,
we always say nature. By saying that, it's almost like nature and us are just separated. But the reality is we are nature.
Yeah, we're a part of it.
Yeah, we are part of it. So whatever we do affects on the nature.
I think Plato said something like that. You're very
Plato.
Yeah, you're very thing about us viewing of nature, and it's actually
we're the same. Yeah.
There you go. You're very.
Well, I don't know, but that's just what I think.
Yeah, but that's about it. I mean, that's the thing. As soon as you start realizing, and we get the good and the bad, the balance as well. I know with all these natural disasters and things that happen, and you think about all the craziness that goes on in life at the moment. But then a natural disaster also brings out that human people helping each
Humanity,
other.
yeah.
And I know when my mum was talking about it, and I was very worried about her being caught up in my family in the cyclone, whether she's got enough stuff. And she said, no, the neighbours came over and said, hey, we're helping you out. So yeah, this sort of thing also. And we saw a lot of that I see a lot of it in Japan. Whenever there's any kind of natural disaster, everyone's helping, everyone's waiting in line. People are pulling each other up. That's the balance as well. So, you've got this garbage that happens. There's all this war and killing and all this other stuff. But then when it comes down to it, everyone helping each other. Everyone,
those kind of stuff brings out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what old, young, what color your skin or what race you are. People are helping each other in those times, which is always nice to see.
So we do have to live with the nature too, in the same way. People, same. Nature, same.
Is that did that end on a positive note?
It is.
Is it? Oh, well, that's good. So I didn't want to talk too much about doom and destruction and.
When that happens, that human realize what we have is not regular thing. We more appreciate stuff, I think.
But let's
we pray for each other. That's the thing. Whether it's different countries or neighbors, doesn't matter. We pray for the happiness and peace. World peace.
World peace.
Peace, brother. Peace, sister.
Onsen peace.
Onsen peace.
The ripples. Hopefully they will ripple around.
In about an hour, it will be the 14th anniversary.
14 years ago already.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we just pray for.
Yeah, I remember when I came here, there was 1993 or something like that.
Yeah.
Something about 30 years ago, maybe longer. And not soon after I was here, there was the Great Hanshin earthquake, the one in Kobe. And that was my first experience of an earthquake. And I wanted to leave Japan. And that wasn't even, I wasn't even anywhere near that too. But I just remember everything that very clearly. I remember the thing shaking and I was like, there's no way you can live like this. You can't have that threat hanging over you all the time. But people do it.
Yeah.
People do it here and I do it. I'm doing it now. So, that idea, I think, changes a lot of belief too in me. That idea that, we've got these other disasters. Like I know I'd experienced things like in Australia with drought or famine or things like the hurricanes and tsunamis, hurricanes and also bushfires.
That's right.
And there's almost a warning for it, right? So you have time to prepare, and even with the bushfire season and stuff, you get all summer to prepare and all winter to prepare for it. But these earthquakes, they just came without warning.
Yeah.
There was nothing, and it was like, how can you prepare for this? It's like, and that really did just change everything. The way I thought.
But you can prepare all the stuff, all the goods, bottled waters, and plates, paper plates, toilet stuff, all the bits and pieces. But you can get.
I think that thinking though changed me a lot. We normally took time to prepare. So there's a typhoon coming. Let's go buy some some water things or whatever. But you guys have got it all the time. So there's always stores. So that idea of like always I think that changes a lot of things. It changed me a lot. The way I thought about a lot of things. So
but the thing is, the life goes on.
It does.
And we help each other, of course. It's like, I always think we have this onsen and we have these regular customers coming in every day. I realize they're like family. Aunties, uncles.
Yep, they're all here.
Not blood related.
No, but then you get that family feel about it. And this and people comment back to us, say, yes, this is great. This is like such a family onsen and the family vibe to it. Everyone's walking in, sitting at the counter at the moment. Now we have some regulars that come back and they just say, "Hey, I'm back home. I'm
Yeah.
home." Like
So it is good. Yeah.
we've got some people watching too.
Is that
that-
Ume-chan from
Ume-chan.
Tokyo?
Hey.
Hello, Ume-chan. Long time no see. Konnichiwa.
I think we've got some other people watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Hello.
I know my mum's watching out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Kathy.
Auntie
Thank
Kathy
you.
too. Hope everything's all right there, and everyone
Yeah.
else that's watching.
Mm.
Thank you for supporting us as well.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of interest in your mail magazine as well in the last.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very good. She's right on this thing, and with the websites and that, check it out. I know it's a lot of it's in Japanese for the English people there, but get your little translators out and quickly
Yeah.
and
you
check
can
it out.
just do
I've
it
been
and
too lazy to
translate it for
translate.
you
Yeah,
on the mobile phone.
but you get the idea anyway.
Yeah, it is.
That's it. So
Yeah. So wherever you're watching this show from, I hope you're having a good day.
Dream on.
Dream on.
Yes.
Dream day.
Dream day. It
Exactly.
is. I think it's also wash your nose day. So I don't know what that is about. I haven't looked into that one, but yeah. But
Okay.
dream days it's a little bit important too.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next Tuesday
Yes.
at the same time.
Onsen
I'm Onsen
Ripple.
Ripple. Bye.
Bye.
Ripple,
Thank
ripple, 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 ripple.
you.